What's up? What's happening? My name is Ross, and I want to react to another college-related video. I just did a video on college grads, recent college grads, and their expectations on their salaries fresh out of college. This is a video about whether people regret their majors. If they had it to do over again, would they change their major? And I think you'll find an interesting trend that shows itself in these street interviews. But let's get into it.
I definitely enjoyed my original major of nonprofit PR. I really like that. If I was to
Nonprofit PR, bro ain't making no money with that degree. No money off the rip. Nonprofit PR, is that nonprofit public relations? So already a nonprofit, it's in the name. It doesn't make a profit. So their salaries are going to be lower than a regular business. Nonprofit PR.
ever change majors, I would probably go back to what I originally majored in, which is computer science.
Yeah.
Go back to what I originally majored in, which is computer science.
Yeah. So he originally majored in computer science, and that would have been the smart thing, because it's a money maker, right? Nonprofit PR. So he went from computer science to nonprofit PR. And I'm guessing computer science was pretty difficult and nonprofit PR is not. Just a guess. Let's continue.
I feel like I would do computer science instead of biology.
Biology, again, is one of those majors that are not in demand. And she's saying computer science, probably because she knows computer science now is in demand and biology is not. And she probably has student loans to pay off. So she's now thinking about it with a logical look instead of the starry-eyed, romantic eyes of a teenager. I think some of these college majors should be criminal. Like these schools shouldn't be allowed to sell some of these college majors that they're selling to these kids. And then, according to just like my last video, these kids think they're going to come out with these liberal arts degrees making $100,000, and reality has to slap them in the face.
I was a criminal justice major and I regret it. I really don't like it. I'd have probably done art.
Oh, okay. So she went from criminal justice. She would have done art. I think she's probably better off with the criminal justice degree. I don't know what she does, but I don't know. I'm gonna guess that you're not gonna get any more money with an art degree. Like, art is one of those things. If you love art, just go do art. Like, why do you need a degree to do art?
I major in computer science and I would keep the same major.
I majored in computer science and I would keep the same major, of course, because it's in demand. She probably makes pretty good money. She probably, although we are seeing a lot of layoffs in the tech sector, so it's not as given as it was, 2 years ago or even 1 year ago. But still, computer science is a very good degree, still in demand. You're still going to make some good money with it.
Graduated college 1,000 years ago. I was a marketing major, which was too broad, so I would pick something that was more specific.
Notice she said something that's more specific. Although when she graduated, and I don't know, she may be a little bit older than me, but when she graduated, it was probably almost easy enough to get a degree in anything. You probably didn't have to be that specific. Marketing was an okay degree. I'm sure back then not everybody had degrees, so marketing was probably okay. See, back in the day, not everybody was going to college. So if you just had a degree, it was like you were still one of the most highly educated amongst the working class out there. Now, with so many people having degrees, you really got to niche down and get a good degree. You can't just get any degree.
So I did international business, and I don't entirely regret my major, but
I wonder what his language is, because usually if you do international business, you have to be proficient in another language. So I wonder what his second language is. I can tell that English is his second language, right? I can tell that, obviously, but I wonder if he studied another language in international business.
I just graduated in May, and then I started looking for jobs. So I realized that my major wasn't very specific, though it was from a nice university and it ranked like among the top 10 courses in the United States. I don't entirely regret it, but when I started applying for jobs, I realized that it wasn't like a specific field, and most of the jobs were looking for like specific fields like data analysis or like software or like accounting majors.
I would go to a trade.
So it's the second time that somebody's mentioned that they wanted something that was more specific. more specific than what he got. So international business, he said he didn't so much regret it, but he wished he had done something more specific. I wonder what he would have went into that was more specific than international business. But again, you're seeing a trend here, two trends, computer science and something more specific.
Accounting majors.
I would go to a trade school.
I think going to a trade school would probably be
She's smart. I just want to stop and say that. She's smart. I'm not sure what trade she's doing, but it's if you're not a good student or college isn't for you, there's plenty of money in the trades. Plenty of money in the trades. And it's going to be quite some time before AI or robots or any technology is starting to take over any of the trades. So
better off. I think right now the opportunities for advancement in that field is probably outstanding compared to getting a 4-year degree, having a lot of bills to pay, and finding a job.
yeah, I agree with these last two. If you're not an elite student and you can't go and take one of the harder majors at a school, you know, the engineering majors, the computer science majors, right? Your accounting. If you can't get into a really hard major and successfully navigate that major, you probably shouldn't go to college, or at least you shouldn't go to college in the traditional way where you're not working and you're just going to school the whole time. You need to find a job and go to school at night and let college be the secondary thing after your work experience, right? That's the way I think. If you're not going for engineering, then you probably, or computer science, or one of these high-paying degrees, one of the degrees that put you in the top, say, 25% of earners coming out of college. If you're not going for one of those degrees and you're not fairly certain that you can pass, you shouldn't go to college, at least, again, not the traditional way. Like, hey, I'm not going to work. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to go to college and live on student loan. That is a bad idea. Bad idea. So, personally, I went to the military. That's how I got money for school. And then I went to school at night as I worked full time. So for me, the college was always just a check in the box. It wasn't like that was going to make my career. And it didn't make my career. The first promotion I got into management in a Fortune 500 company was after I got my degree. So correctly, I did need to have that degree as a check in the box for HR. But you know what happened before that? The director of the place told me, hey, we like what you're doing here. We would look at you for management, but you really need to finish your degree. They already liked what I was doing because of my work experience. It was my work experience that got me that management job. The degree, yes, I needed it to get the check in the box, but it wasn't like, oh, I got this degree and now they're giving me a management job. No. I worked my ass off and they said, hey, you know, the next time a job comes up, we'd like to consider you, but you need to have a degree. So you know what I did? I went back to school, worked my ass off again to get the degree, and then the next time a job in management came up, to their word, they gave me that promotion. So that's the way it worked out for me, and I think that's the way it probably should be for most people. You're gonna work at night, you're gonna get tuition reimbursement, you're not taking out loans to live on while you're studying. It's just too expensive. You're gonna hamstring yourself for the rest of your life.
I got a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Musical Theater, and I don't regret it because that's my job. I live here in New York. I'm a Broadway actor.
Wow. So good for her. Usually those art degrees are usually some of the worst, but she's actually a Broadway actress. So good for her. She actually got an art degree and put it to work. I've seen so many people and heard so many stories about people that get art degrees or acting degrees and they don't use them, and now they're, you know, essentially, you know, I hate to call somebody's degree worthless, but she's actually putting hers to work. So kudos to her.
Might choose like neuroscience or something like that, which is exciting, or I might choose something that's business related.
So I don't know about that guy because that was a pretty big swing. He went from neuroscience to business. I don't know about either one of those. I think neuroscience, you will probably have to get several degrees before you're going to start getting paid well. And business is just too broad. And like these other people said, you need a specific niche.
My college major is fashion design, especially in special occasion, and no, I don't regret it. I love it very much. It's my passion. I love creating, and I love making people feel beautiful in what they wear, and hopefully what they wear is what I create.
So it sounds to me like she's still in college. She said her major is, it sounded like to me. So, you know, kudos to her, fashion design. I hope she turns it into something. That is just a very not in demand degree. not in demand. So I'm hoping she can turn around. I think some of these, I know these young people, they want to follow their passion. But if your passion is something that is in low demand, what to me, the way that things are now with the internet, just go do it, right? If you want to fashion design, you could go design clothes and make some kind of social media post or do your thing and get it out via the internet. You don't have to go spend 40, 50, $60,000 on a degree to do that. But to each their own. I would have said that to the last girl, and she got the fine arts degree, but she's an actress on Broadway. So hopefully this young lady gets into the fashion industry.
Hopefully what they wear is what I create.
I would have changed my major because I did like a lot of research and like I'm pretty interested in what I chose. But like if a time comes in, like if I don't like my classes, I'll probably switch out. But like my major is like in the tech field, so it's like it's gonna grow with me and like profit me in the future. So like I feel like I did a good job of fitting in.
It would probably be law, so I could get into politics.
So actually I started out in 2001 in college and I was a journalism.
I feel like I did a good job of fitting in.
So he said he would rather be in law so he could get into politics. You don't need a law degree to get into politics. You need to be able to lie your ass off. That's all you need in politics.
So I could get into politics.
So actually I started out in 2001 in college and I was a journalism major. 9/11 happened, a lot of other things happened. I'm actually back in college right now and I did change my major to human services.
Oh, this guy went from journalism to human services though. So he went back to school back in the day. So he followed a path kind of like me. I got the first degree I just got through talking about when I got the management degree. That was all the way back in, I think, 2008, I got that degree. And I got a master's degree in 2010. I just went back 2 years ago and got a degree in IT and made the career pivot into a digital tech or an IT role. So I'm now in technology. So I'm kind of like him, but unlike him, I went back to get a better degree. I'm like the people in this earlier video. Business management is not a very specific degree, and I wanted to be in the tech. So I figured the quickest and easiest way to do that for people to take me seriously was to go back and get an IT degree along with some specified certifications, right? So I did that. But I went back for a better degree. I went from business management to IT. This guy went from journalism, which is not a good degree at all. I mean, again, I don't want to take a dump on anybody's degree, but it's not in very much demand. It's like a $44,000 degree fresh out of school right now. If you can find something, journalism is in a tailspin. Layoffs galore all over. Sports Illustrated just went out of business. But at any rate, but T went from journalism to human services. I'm going to guess that's something like social work or some along those lines. It doesn't pay any money. What are you doing, sir? What are you doing? I don't think college is a place where you follow your passions. If you want to help people, just there's enough homeless people, go start delivering aid packages. I don't know. But there's no sense in paying an institution $30, $40, $50,000 to certify you in something that doesn't make a lot of money, right? I think this idea that we're going to college to follow our passions, to learn. No, you're going to college for that degree. You can learn anywhere. Books are available anywhere. The internet has all the knowledge you'll ever need. You don't need college to learn. The reason you go to college is so they can certify you. You go to an accredited school so that they can say, hey, this person is certified in knowing X, Y, and Z. That's why. Change your mindset. You're going to college so that you can get let's be frank, get a job and then turn that into a career. If you're not going to get a good job and or career on the degrees coming out of college, then why are you going to college? Just go learn that subject. Just go study that. You don't got to go to college to study underwater basket weaving. Just go study underwater basket weaving if that's what you're passionate about. But you don't have to pay somebody $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 to study that. Oh, human services. Come on, bro.
And I did change my major to human services.
Digital media management major. I don't regret it. It was nice.
Digital media management major. Sounds like you're gonna manage social media. I don't know. I wonder how well that she did. She didn't sound very confident in that. She's like, I don't know. It was fun.
It's fun.
I love psychology. I want to be a therapist, so this is my field. I love it. So I wouldn't change it.
Absolutely not. I actually changed
You
it.
need a master's degree if you're going to go into psychology. You're not going to make any money. Therapists don't make hardly anything. And what is with everybody trying to be a therapist anymore? Listen, I don't want to take a dump on the lady's dreams, but I hope she's going to college on the cheap because you're not going to make
Wouldn't
a whole
change
lot
it.
of money.
Absolutely not. I actually changed it a few times while I was in college, so I pretty much covered a base ground.
I would probably choose something in social services or communications, I guess is what it's called. I do enjoy people and different family dynamics and helping people with
Oh
their
my
relationships.
gosh. She said social services or communications. Again, awful, awful choice. Like if you're going to pay somebody to learn these things, make sure that you can get your return on your investment. Communications. You don't need a degree to communicate, to learn to communicate. There are plenty of books. You can take improv classes. There are many things you could do. You don't need a degree to do that, right? Why would you get a degree for something that's not going to pay you a good amount of money? It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. My name is Ross. If you made it this far, mash the like button. If this isn't your first video of me, consider subscribing. Peace.